but we got here because of who was elected and how they were elected. So we need to vote. We need to make sure that everyone is registered to vote, that they understand the issues, that they understand who's representing them, who's not going to represent them, and maybe we can turn this around. So the issues that the league are most concerned about right now, and the legislature started meeting this week, and it'll be meeting for 2 weeks, plus the special session that we already know about. One of the major issues is mid-decade redistricting. 20 of 28 elected congresspeople in Florida are already of one party, and there's discussion, which probably will turn into reality, of redistricting in Florida. The House convened a committee in the fall, and last week the governor proclaimed a special session on redistricting in April, the end of April, which means that even the qualifying periods are now pushed back until June for the Congress, whether there is redistricting or not. Partisan gerrymandering is illegal under the Florida Constitution. Section 20 says, in establishing congressional district boundaries, no apportionment plan or individual district shall be drawn with the intent to favor or disfavor a political party or an incumbent. When you listen to the reasons why the redistricting is happening, it seems to many of us that this is a violation of that constitutional right in Florida. So after redistricting, there will probably be challenges to the redistricting, but that may or may not affect the next election. So the other thing we are concerned about, if there is redistricting, that it be done in compliance with the Fair District standards in a transparent and public process. So whether those will happen or not, or what that means, it still is an issue for all of us, because it will change. If there is redistricting, it is likely that it will change our congressional makeup. And a couple of resources I'd like to mention. There is a website called nopartisanmaps.org, and it has a lot of resources and steps for action, including how to reach your legislators to tell them your opinions on redistricting. And the League of Women Voters website in Lee County has resources on redistricting, not so much for direct action, but to give background, and that is LWVLEE.org. The other area of concern for the League in this legislative session relates again to elections and voting issues. It looks like there will be efforts to require in-person documentation of citizenship for voting, which will be impossible for many individuals to meet, either inability to find or pay for the documents that they need to be eligible to vote. And there's also probably proposed changes to vote by mail to make that more difficult. So the League is plans to fight against these issues, but we all need to do that. If the vote by mail is reduced, access to voting will be reduced for many people. In-person voting may be influenced with changes that require identification, the types of identification that voters can use for in-person and early voting. So again, that could impact whether even registered voters are able to vote if they can't prove their citizenship at that time. We're also working towards restoration of rights for returning citizens, which has been very difficult in the state of Florida because of the requirements to prove that they have the right to have their rights restored, and there's no good database on that. So we're working on that to hopefully make it easier for returning citizens to have their rights restored. In Lee County, in the fall, there's going to be a referendum on single-member districts for the Board of County Commissioners. This is something that the League has supported for many years. It has been supported by the Lee County legislative delegation, 6-1. It was supported by them and by the Florida legislature. What they are supporting is that citizens in Lee County can make the decision whether they want to keep the status quo with county commissioners elected at large in the whole large county that we have, or whether it will be changed to single member districts where the county commissioners are elected by the the voters in their district. So this is an issue that can really make a difference in Lee County, can bring more representation to communities around the county, and I think will make a difference for the quality of leadership in Lee County at the Board of County Commissioners level.